endeavors. The statement says efforts to reinvigorate the cabinet ongoing. The Federal Minister of Art, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Plateau State government to revamp the tourism sector through the remodeling of iconic sites and rehabilitation of neglected tourism infrastructure across the state. A statement by the Director of Press and Public Affairs to the Governor, Gangbere, disclosed that the agreement was jointly signed by the Minister, Hanatu Musawa, and Governor Caleb Mutfwang at Plateau Governor's Lodge in Abuja. Both leaders affirm that Plateau State is richly endowed with vast tourism potential, which, if properly harnessed, can position Nigeria prominently on the global tourism map and generate significant revenue for sustainable development. The Art, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy Minister commended the people of Plateau State for their resilience, hospitality and determination to change narrative in the state. She noted that tourism discourse in Nigeria remains incomplete without reference to Plateau State, widely known as the home of peace and tourism. In his response, Governor Caleb Mutfwang reiterated that Plateau State is abundantly blessed with unique tourism assets which, strategically developed in partnership with the federal government, will attract international visitors and establish the state as a premier tourism destination in Nigeria. He highlighted the state's distinctive tourism sites and vibrant cultural festivals, which have gained national and international recognition. The governor noted that the introduction of the Plateau Unity Christmas Carol and Praise Festival has further enhanced the state's tourism appeal, adding that the 2024 edition attracted 2 former presidents. Efforts are underway to elevate the 2026 edition to an international event. Governor Mutfwang described the persistent security challenges in parts of the state as unfortunate, but assured that his administration is implementing decisive and proactive measures to curb criminal activities and safeguard lives and property. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to confronting all challenges that may hinder development and called on citizens to remain resilient, supportive and united in the collective effort to reposition Plateau State as a pride of the nation. A 5-day capacity building workshop on developing skills and grant writing has officially commenced in Plateau State, targeting staff of tertiary institutions. The workshop, organized by University of Jos Consultancy Limited in collaboration with the Office of Research and Development, University of Jos, is designed to equip participants with practical knowledge and strategies for successful craftsmanship in today's competitive research environment. Our correspondent was at the Sarao Event Center, Jos, venue of the event.
Managing Director, Unijos Consultancy Limited, Hawa Tamine, highlighted their commitment to strengthening research capacity and fostering academic excellence across institutions. She encouraged participants to take full advantage of the workshop to enhance their skills and contribute meaningfully to national and global research efforts.
Through focused training and collaborative efforts, we can build a more robust and sustainable future for higher education in Nigeria.
Director, Office of Research and Development, University of Jos, Professor Charity Amiengo, reaffirmed dedication to supporting research initiatives and building a culture of innovation among scholars.
This workshop is designed to provide you with valuable insights and practical skills that you can apply directly as you seek and assess funding. The training sessions aim to equip you with knowledge and tools needed to excel in craftsmanship.
Some participants at the workshop, Livinus Maimako and Geraldine Rimvan, expressed optimism that the training will not only improve their chances of securing research grants, but also enhance the overall quality and impact of their academic work.
We expect to learn how to write for grants in tertiary institutions within Nigeria and outside Nigeria.
So I expect that I'll leave here with new knowledge, and besides that, I'll be networking with other participants from University of Jos and other institutions.
The workshop is expected to run for 5 days, featuring expert facilitators, interactive sessions, and practical exercises aimed at delivering hand-on experience in grantsmanship. Fidelis Zhang.
The Youth Adolescent Reflection and Action Center, YARAC, has handed over an agricultural demonstration farm project to Kian community in Basa local government area. Our correspondent who covered the event tells us more.
The Agricultural Demonstration Farm Project, an intervention by Youth Adolescent Reflection and Action Center in partnership with UK International Development and others, located on a 0.5 hectares of land, is for the production of forages, manures, nurturing of cattle as well as other farm produce. The project tagged Peace Farm is geared towards enhancing peaceful coexistence through sustainable forage production, utilization and adoption for small-scale farmers and herders in Kihangwe community and beyond. Handing over the project to the Community Executive Director, Youth Adolescent Reflection and Action Center, DK Oboreke, said the intervention is part of YARAC's sustainable effort towards uniting the people and boosting the economy in Basa and Plateau State at large.
But because of this project, they now interact, they work together, they develop the farm themselves. All we did was to provide technical support.
State Commissioner for Livestock Development and Fisheries, Sunday Akpa, lauded YARAC, stressing that the project would enhance productivity in addition to uniting the people.
They can have a very good symbiotic relationship, as we saw here. The manure is available, they use it for composting, to fertilize the land.
YARAC Program Coordinator Wanduna Irapo said the project would be upscaled and extended to other local government areas in the state. Some of the beneficiaries who were visibly elated acknowledged the huge benefits of the project to individual and the community.
Very effective on our body, our children. It shows to some extent, and again to some extent. And again, the relationship between the farmers and the herders, by this farm has been very cordial.
The event featured the display of yogurt produced from cattle nurtured on the demonstration farm, as well as commissioning of a borehole constructed to serve the community. I am Gokop Timothy.
Improved climate adaptation measures and the adoption of model agricultural practices to cushion the effects of drought on farming communities are key elements to sustainable food security. Professor Nan's 22nd inaugural lecture of the Citadel of Learning. Our correspondent reports the lecture was titled Understanding Drought, a Panacea for National Food Security. The report.
Presenting the 122nd inaugural lecture series titled Understanding Drought, a Panacea for Food Security, Professor Nankap Binbol of the Department of Geography and Planning said drought remains one of the major environmental challenges affecting agricultural productivity. Professor Binbol noted that a deeper understanding of drought patterns with proactive mitigation strategies is essential in addressing food shortages.
Addressed in an integrated, resilient framework. Water management,
highlighted the need for improved climate adaptation measures, the effect of drought on farming communities.
Government linked agriculture to rural areas.
The inaugural lecturer further called on policymakers, researchers, and stakeholders in the agricultural sector to prioritize drought management as a key component of national food security strategies. Vice Chancellor, University of Jos, Professor Tanko Ishaya, stressed the institution's commitment to promote.
Nigeria is never going to expand. But unfortunately, we are expanding in population. We must therefore find a way of utilizing our land, our space, in order to ensure that we have enough food.
Others who contributed include the Director General, National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Professor Ayo Omotayo, and the Security Consultant, General John Temlong. High point of the event was the presentation of gifts to Professor Nankap Binbol by the Vice Chancellor in Jos, Modesty Nianglong.
Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has expressed deep sorrow over the passing of a former Plateau State liaison officer, James Palm, following a brief illness. In a condolence message signed by his Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gang Berry, Governor Mutfwang described the late Palm as a gentle, patriotic, and selfless son of Plateau State whose service to humanity left an indelible mark, not only on the Birom Nation, but across the state as a whole. The governor noted that the deceased dedicated his life to uplifting of others, fostering unity, and promoting the development of his community. Governor Mutfwang prayed that God will raise more individuals of integrity and wisdom to sustain the legacy of exemplary leadership he leaves behind. He further urged the immediate family, the people of Du District, and the entire Birom Nation to find solace in the knowledge that the late Palm lived a fulfilled life marked by faith, compassion, empathy, and fairness. And talking economy, the rising cost of perishable food items, particularly tomatoes, is becoming a growing concern for residents in Jos as prices continue to climb amid seasonal scarcity. In this report, our correspondent went around the popular Faringada market to assess the situation firsthand. In the report.
A visit to Faringada market reveals a sharp increase in the price of tomato and pepper, while other perishable items remain relatively stable. Treasurer Tomatoes Trader Association Faringada Market, Abdul Malik Mohammed, attributes the surge in prices to seasonal factors.
That's how the nature of the Gwari is. If the goods is plenty, the price must go down. If the goods is come down, or there is no goods in the market, the price will go up. That's how the nature of the Gwari is.
A trader, Shaibu Jafar, attributed the hike to seasonal scarcity and the high cost of transportation.
Ai da yake idan aka ci an fara tsada mutane ba sa hawan tsadan da wuri sai sun saba da ita. To yanzu ba saba ba ga kayan nan an siya da tsada amma ko ba sa zuwa siya suna cewa wannan su babu kuɗi.
A basket of tomatoes, which previously sold for about 5,000 naira, now goes for 11,000 naira, while pepper has seen a significant jump from 3,000 naira to 13,000 naira. Many buyers say the situation is putting a strain on their household budget, with Rifkatu Sambo, a resident of Jos, sharing her experience.
Honestly, it's shocking because as of last week, we bought atarugu at the rate of 3,000 naira. But this morning, or coming this morning, they are telling me that it's 4,000 naira, where the yellow pepper is 4,500, which is very expensive.
With supply expected to remain low until the next harvest season, both traders and consumers continue to brace for sustained high prices in the coming weeks. In Jos, I am Janet Asut.
On the foreign scene, Taiwan President Lai Ching-te has cancelled a presidential trip to the African nation of Eswatini, accusing Beijing of putting pressure on its neighbors to bar his aircraft from flying over their territories. Taiwan government claimed Seychelles, Mauritius, and Madagascar revoked Lai's overflight permits after intense pressure and economic coercion from China. And China denied coercion while praising the three African countries, saying it had high appreciation for them. And this is the first publicly known instance where a Taiwanese leader has had to cancel a foreign trip due to revoked flight permits. Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland, is Taiwan's only diplomatic ally in Africa. It is one of the only 12 nations, many of which are small countries in Latin America or the Pacific, to recognize Taiwan. China adheres to the One China principle, in which Beijing asserts sovereignty over Taiwan, though many in Taiwan consider themselves to be a sovereign nation, and Beijing sees the self-governed island as a breakaway province that will eventually be part of the country, and has not ruled out the use of force to achieve this. And to sports, the Nigeria Football Federation will host a 3-day Women's Football Administrators Workshop in Abuja, organized by the WAFU B Zone in collaboration with the Confederation of African Football, scheduled for the 26th to 28th of April 2026. The workshop will welcome chairpersons of women football commissions and heads of departments of women's football from 7 countries that make up the WAFU B. The 7 countries are Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Niger Republic, Togo, and Benin Republic. President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusso, who is also president of WAFOB, is expected to declare the workshop open and will be joined by WAFOB Executive Director Philip Shere and CAF's head of women football, Goshime Meskerem. He will also be joined by WAFOB Women Football Commission President Amina Amani and WAFOB Women Football Development Manager Precious Dede, former Nigeria goalkeeper Dede, alongside Meskerem and CAF instructors Jules McGiver and Tuba Simbada will serve as facilitators at the 3-day workshop. And that's it on News Track, reaching you live from our Rayfield studio. You can stay tuned for global news that comes up by 6:30 p.m. and news update by 10 p.m. You can also stay hooked with our various programs. Thanks for joining and bye for now.
Of the goodness of my God, I am the testimony of the great things He has done. Yes, this is our testament of the goodness of my God. Yes, I am the testimony of the great things He has done. Yeah, so I can shout by the good